Hi guys, this week for writing, we're going to be looking at the editing process and getting your paper ready to publish in that final draft. Last week you looked at revising, using ARMS. This week's you're going to be looking at editing your draft using cups, and also making sure you're checking all of those no excuses for writing that we had at school as well. By the end of this week, your paper should be at the point where you're ready to publish. The revision and editing process should be complete by the end of this week. So, what are some things that you should look for in your paper as you're editing? Capitalization is one. You definitely want to make sure all of your sentences start with a capital letter. You also want to check your proper nouns, names of people, names of places, months, things like that. Make sure they start with a capital letter. You want to look at your usage. Do your verb tenses match up? If some of your verbs end in ed and some switch to future tense, you just want to make sure it matches up and makes sense. Also, check your usage of your homophones like there, and there. Did you use the correct one at the correct spot? When you're editing, you also want to take some time to look at your punctuation. Did you use periods, commas, question marks, exclamation points, quotation marks, semicolons correctly? And you also want to take some time to check your spelling. I am okay with you using the spell check tool. Just remember what we talked about in class. You don't just want to click through real fast and make sure just to get done. You want to make sure it's definitely changing it to the correct word that you want it to. So if you're going to use that tool, make sure you use it correctly. You can also use dictionary.com as well to help you with your spelling. All right, some other things that you're looking for, those, and some are the same as the steps in cups, are those no excuses that we have during writing. As a fifth grader, you should know that every sentence starts with a capital letter. You should know that every sentence needs to end with some sort of punctuation. I is always capitalized when standing alone. Names begin with a capital letter. And use the correct there, and there are definitely things you want to be on the lookout for in your papers. Okay. Looking ahead to the following week and the end of the year, after you finish editing this week, next week, we're going to talk about publishing and what your choices are. We're also going to talk about the option of presenting these similar to how we would at school. All of that information will be coming to you next week. So be on the lookout for that as to how we're going to publish all of this hard work and this writing that you've been doing up to this point. Okay, as always, if you have any questions as you're writing, you can email your writing teacher and we can help you out.